So, all right, now let's go on in. Thank you for coming, Ayushman.
Of course, they.
A little bit Ramayan. Have you watched it on the TV?
I don't watch the television. Well, television I don't know.
Really हेर्दैन तर मेरो ड्याडले बसेर हेरिरहेको छ कि रामायण ओ माई गॉड they've made it like
Sitcom.
exactly it's like Hindi TV serial
Exactly. I mean, I have no patience for serials.
and every time I go upstairs like my dad's watching that and एउटै scene जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई त you know it's still they're doing the puja and there's
Forget about Ramayana. No, there's this one serial that is constantly watched at home. मेरोमा चाहिँ त्यसमा बिहा हुनु खोजेको नै 4 हप्ता भइसक्यो
कुन चाहिँ हो त्यो
नामै बिर्सेँ जे होस् चलिरहेको हुन्छ and I just excuse myself out of the living room every time it's playing. No, nothing against people who like to watch it or anything.
Yeah.
मेरो दिमागमा चाहिँ I've always thought like serialsहरू हेर्दाखेरि मैले पनि हेरेँ हो नहेरेँ होइन पुरानो क्या
कुन चाहिँ
कस्तो नामै नआएको कहानी घर घर किहरू क्या त या ब्याक इन द डे बिकज त्यसपछि ठ्याक्कै करोडपति आउँथ्यो सो यु हेभ टु सिट डाउन एन्ड वाच द्याट बिकज माहरूले हेर्नुहुन्थ्यो क्या सो वी जस्ट सिट एन्ड वाच अब जे पाइते गरेर खाँदा थियो त्यही हेर्नु रमाइलो नि त अनि त्यो हेर्थ्यो इन्भेस्ट कसटी जिन्दगी किहरू क्या
never watch TV serials like Hindi अहिलेसम्म एउटा पनि हेरेको छैन रामायण कहिलेकै हेर्न पुग्छु होइन that's the only thing that my dad actually watches अनि पहिला पहिला त्यो आउँथ्यो नि शिवको I mean start anyways so Ayushman there are so many different things an actor model so many different personalities के तिम्रो But as I said, I just want to focus on who Ayushman really is and just get to know you. Right? So if, say for instance, somebody like some of our viewers don't know you, who are you?
I could go back to something that I wrote back in the day. It's like a little thing that I wrote. My notes are पहिल्यैदेखि लेख्ने बानी. And I had written something. That is, if I can find it.
Oh, I really hope you do. So it was about who you are.
It is a question for myself as well. Okay. म को हो भनेर
A lot of people don't think or ask themselves that question.
Yeah, that is one of the most important questions to ask yourself, I think.
So when did you write that?
2016.
You were a baby back then.
I'm still a baby, what are you saying?
मेरो हात त त्यो जहिले सानो
So it goes like this. I am me. I'm who I am meant to be. I am my past, my present, and who I want to be. I'm not anyone. I am all three. I'm a work in progress, a destiny. I am who I choose to be. I am me. And there's like something very emotional as well. I don't know if I should read that.
Why not? Come on, go for it.
And then it goes, my heart is the weakest of them all. It cries through every rise and fall, slowly learns from its mistakes, yet Mistakes are the only things it makes. Broken it is in a lot of ways, yet still quite resilient it stays, sculpting itself to the best it can be, trying to take everything that comes its way positively. Every day I learn about myself more and more. There isn't any way I could possibly say who I really am. I'm just trying to live up to myself, doing the best I can to be the best that I can be.
Wow.
2016.
Well, that's deep. So why are you another questions with the brother the?
I'm a very deep person.
But seriously, like when I think of Ayushman, I know मलाई चाहिँ आयुष्मान भनेपछि सानो बेलाको आयुष्मान मात्र आउँछ. I don't think of you like an actor, a model. अहिले त you're a father, you know. But seriously, when you say, okay, what are you भन्दाखेरि के हो तिमी? तिमी actor हो कि? तिमी, how do you want people to know you as? What? As an actor?
As somebody who has multiple ways of expressing his emotions, that's all.
That's beautiful.
Mm.
अनि तिमीले त्यो sketchingदेखि लिएर सबै चिज गर्छन्. So you feel like that's just you
Expressing,
expressing,
absolutely. Any kind of art is just expression for me.
right?
It is, no?
I don't paint myself or sketch. I used to when I was a kid. I don't know why I stopped. What made me stop? That, yeah, of course. And I used to sing. I mean, I still sing. And you sing all the time. So what actually inspires you to do that? Sing, express. के नराम्रो हुनुपर्छ कि राम्रो हुनुपर्छ कि
मसँगै हुनुपर्छ.
तिमीसँगै
हुनुपर्छ.
So when you're connected to yourself,
Yeah, that's when the expressions really, really flow.
that's nice. So when but okay, here's one thing. When you feel disconnected or when you're disturbed or external चिजले तिमीलाई कहिलेकाहीँ affect गरिरहेछ भने, do you sing? Do you sketch?
No. Expressions. मेरो चाहिँ personality, I've always been this, and because you know me personally, पनि, you know my mom, you know my brother, you know most of my family members. What they will always tell you is that I'm a very अलिकति recluse खालको मान्छे, एक्लै कोठामा बस्न सक्ने दिनभर.
Yeah.
And it's not that I like to exclude myself out of the family engagements or anything, and it's just I thrive in solitude.
A lot of creative people actually thrive in solitude. है म त झन् एक्कल काटे. So I totally understand where you're coming from.
Exactly. Because त्यो एकदम absorb हुने क्या धेरै मान्छेहरूको.
Empath.
I wouldn't like to title it as an empath. It's just there's so much happening in the world. होइन अनि अस्ति नै पनि मैले on the other podcast that I said, there's always something or the other happening in everybody else's lives, your life, in the world. कहिलेकाहीँ आफू पनि त ठिक हुनु पर्यो नि. This is one thing that I've always said, okay? It's like we're all doing something or the other in our lives. Just to keep it simple, parali, helpersहरू हुन्छ जसले help गर्न try गरिरहेको हुन्छ नि, they have to understand where they are in अलिकति layman terms मा भन्नु पर्दाखेरि कतिको भार आफूले बोक्नु सक्ने आफूले बनाइसक्यो क्या आफूलाई. Let's say for example there's somebody, हामी सबैले डोको बोकिरहेको छ अरे. Right? सबैले डोको बोकिरहेको छ. We start with 5 किलो अरे होइन. मैले 5 किलो बोकेर झरेर लडेर बोकेर गएँ अरे होइन एउटा हिल क्लाइम्ब गरेँ. Now I can do 5 kilos. And then I go to 15 अथवा 10 whatever होइन. त्यो गरिरहेको बेलामा 15 किलो बोकिसकेकोले पो 5 किलोलाई हेल्प गर्न सक्छ त. 20 किलो बोकिरहेको मान्छेलाई त्यो 5 किलोले त सक्दैन नि त. दुवैजना स्ट्रगल हुन्छ नि त त्यहाँ होइन. सो सिम्पल टर्म्समा चाहिँ लाइक आफ्नो मात्रै सोच्न ट्राई गर्ने बट नट इन अ सेल्फिस वे क्या. बिकज अल्टिमेटली अरूलाई हेल्प गर्न मलाई लागेको त हो नि त.
Yes. So you can only help when you are capable yourself.
Exactly.
Right? So I actually always ask my clients, everybody I know, to focus on themselves. के? Most of the time. किन भन्दाखेरि यति अरूको लागि गर्छ होइन. अनि every time आफूलाई गर्न कि ला म selfish भएँ कि भन्छ क्या मान्छेले. Oh, I'm being selfish. Oh, I need to go and help my mother or my wife or whatever. When I know first you need to be strong yourself. Then only you can actually help someone. के गरे तिमी बिरामी भयो भने तिमीले अर्को मान्छेलाई केयर गर्न सक्छौ त? सक्दैन नि. So your health is so important. Not just physical, mental, emotional. तिमीले त्यही भन्न.
That's exactly what I'm trying to say.
Right? So being someone who's so connected, someone who's trying to serve their life purpose, how do you feel like you are serving the family ko life purpose?
Family ko purpose, I mean, there's not much I can do if I really have to, in retrospect, if I've ever helped somebody, it's just
Best version of you.
that's exactly it. That's exactly what I was trying to say. Okay? And sometimes because I'm the present, my live गरिरहेको हो नि त, होइन? But our thoughts tend to go to the past or the future. And त्यसले गर्दाखेरि we kind of have like that's a white ounce of family, man. And then I'm just like, all right, let's just be here. उता पनि नसोचौँ उता पनि नसोचौँ बरु एकछिन ब्रेक त लिनु पाउँछ नि त अहिलेको टाइममा नबोल्ने न केही गर्ने नसुन्ने क्या analyze and then balla you kind of tackle whatever it is that's in front of you. I'm practicing that with my family.
Detaching yourself from the present or detaching yourself from the people.
So you're still in the present.
Mm-hmm.
You're still in the present. You're just taking yourself away from that situation and looking at it from like a bird's eye view.
So that you can resolve it properly.
So I can literally just analyze first what's going on and not be reactive.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I think that plays a huge role. Yeah. Malai, this is so funny. I learned this. It's such a funny story. Yeah. It was when me and Maz, we were watching a movie, yeah? And it's a zombie movie, World War Z, Brad Pitt movie, yeah? And he's so dangerous like situation ma cha ke Brad Pitt. Zombies are after him, about something's about to happen, होइन? And bro, silently गइरहेको बेलामा फोन आइदिन्छ उसको वाइफको के अब वाइफले त कन्सर्न भएर फोन गराएको but he's in the mess, right?
Yeah.
But how he tackles it is like जब सक्छ उसले ठक्क फोन उठाउँछ and he's calm, yeah? He's calm. He's like, no, we're okay. यो टोनमा बोल्छ क्या And म र माझ बसिरहेको बेलामा we actually had this conversation. I was like, bro, म त्यहाँ भएको भए नि freaked out यस्तो यस्तो मुख झार्दै नि मैले like यो हो टाइम फोन गर्न तैँले गर्दा झन्डै मरे ल But then that was such an example, yeah. It's movies, but I learned from it. And then I kind of like reevaluated how I react. Or maybe I should not react for a few, take a breath, and then maybe react. So, like after understanding my in the head, I just go above the situation.
So, you know, all these movies, kab gaya the wrong?
Thank you.
Anyway, so movies are about we do learn. Oh, I know, reactionary, right? So when we react, we actually don't think and we just do an impulse, okay? I know. Jun say hamro पहिलादेखिको त्यो habit बाट आउँछ. So for you to change that, all right, from being that reactionary, तिमीलाई एउटा मुभीको एउटा पार्टले तिमीलाई त्यो realize गरायो. But how long do you actually think it took you, or like what were the practices that you applied on yourself that made you a little bit calm, or I'm not going to react, I'm actually going to respond. How did you actually start doing that?
So all of these things, like movies or whatever, you can learn from that. And oracle experiences, but learn गर्न सक्छ. If after experiences, but learn गर्न सक्छ. But the ultimate thing that I learned was that I don't need to be defensive.
Yeah.
About who I am and my values or anything, or be offensive about it.
Yeah. And not take everything personally. Oh my God.
Yeah. But that's all right. We'll go away. Anyway, so rather than personally, the one thing that us humans and the हामीले बिर्सेको is self-evaluation. हाम्रो self-image wrong छ नि त हाम्रो बिचमा. You know, as soon as you look at a mirror, like 99% of the people, they look at a mirror and they're like, this is यो मिलेको छैन, त्यो मिलेको छैन, यो मिलेको छैन, त्यो मिलेको छैन. So हाम्रो image, self-image wrong छ भने अरूको image हामीले कसरी राम्रो देख्न सक्छ? And if somebody says anything, even if it's constructive criticism, हामी defense mode मा जान्छ कि त offense mode मा जान्छ कि? We're never receptive. हामीले त्यो लिनै ट्राई गर्दैन नि त. अब नि आज लिएन भोलि लिएको त के अर्थ पर्यो? यहाँको रिलेसनसिप त बिगारिसक्यो नि त. So rather than regret, just एकछिन चुप लाएर बसेर हो नि त. हाम्रो अहिलेको जेनेरेसनमा म त्यही देख्छु के, we're so defensive. We have
But as कसैले गर्नु हुँदैन.
हुँदैन. We have an answer for everything.
त्यो मात्र होइन, everybody is so freaking sensitive. यो पनि बोल्नु हुँदैन अरे, त्यो पनि भन्नु हुँदैन अरे, त्यो पनि भन्नु हुँदैन. By the way, have you watched this movie, Old Dads?
I think I have.
Bill Burr.
Oh, yes. I have.
The woke culture. I'm not trying to make fun of anybody here. But we've come to a point where we actually can't be ourselves. Even in front of our friends, oh, you're being so insensitive. त्यो जुन भन्छ नि, we're not being insensitive. We're just pulling each other's leg. Oh, एकदम insensitive नभऊ, होइन? But there is a certain level of comfort to it. When I'm talking to you, I can call you, whatever, right? So, how do you feel like in जुन अहिलेको generation? I think you're also Gen Z or के भन्छ तिमीहरूलाई?
Millennial.
Well, same here.
Yeah. I'm not that young, Prerana. Just because I call you D doesn't make me a baby.
Like,
I'm not Gen Z.
You know what? Gen Z उनीहरूको relationship, there is a research that was done. They will actually have the best relationships today. Because किन थाहा छ? I think हाम्रो बेलामा nobody actually told us कसरी relationship राम्रो बनाउने अथवा अहिले जुन हामीले कुरा गरिरहेको छ नि self analyze गर्ने यहाँ त्यहाँ. They are doing it.
They're doing it, but how many relationships do you see working out?
होइन उनीहरूको चाहिँ हुन्छ अरे कि पछि गएर बुझेन अब त्यो Gen Z-हरूको चाहिँ पछि गएर चाहिँ they will actually have a better relationship because they're so aware about so many things that we had no clue about. Like attachment styles. कसलाई थाहा छ होला? मेरो साथीहरू कसैलाई थाहा थिएन अस्ति गर्दाखेरि. Right? I speak to my niece. She knows everything. She's freaking 14 years old. You know? So they actually understand themselves a lot more than we did. It's because of all the tech, Google.
Help time, so. Help time,
Of course, help.
You need people who can guide them. Because to know a lot is still too much it's overload, no. My happen like so, and that's why I've had conversations with people who come from this generation, and I'm like, I don't want to win you. It's not about winning or losing. It's not about who's right or who's wrong. That is beyond the point.
Hey?
Why the?
Funny, of course.
So that's where I come down to the defensive or offensive. Okay. I was having a conversation with somebody as well, and I said, like, the more you know. Is it good or bad? It's subjective again, but then the more you know, more overload.
Of course.
Because, say, for example, you go to the doctor, and medical terms, symptoms
त भन्नु पर्यो नि त.
Symptoms भनेको एउटा कुरा हो. कहाँ दुखेको छ भन्दाखेरि हजुर मेरो त यहाँबाट गएर यसो गर्ने त होइन नि त, यो दुखेको छ मात्र भन्यो, and then they analyze you, right? It's good to know things, but if you know too much, then you're also manifesting things,
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. नभएको चिज पनि त क्रिएट गरेर हो नि त हामीले.
Of course.
होइन?
यस्तो हो कि pros पनि छ, cons पनि छ. To know, होइन? Yeah.
Sensitive किन भएको भन्दा the more overload we have of information, the more sensitive we are.
Of course. In my workshops, I make people actually do a certain thing. And it works every time. So what I make people do is I ask them, have you pooped? Did you go to the bathroom today? And everybody's like, yeah. People make face like, what is she talking about? And then, so how do you feel if you don't poop? Tell me.
I don't really have to think about it. My bowel movements are A class. Simply.
So एक क्लासमा भएर C
class, D class त छन् मान्छे घरमा छन्.
I know. So if it's like that, how do you feel you're going to feel? You're going to feel horrible.
Shitty.
That's exactly right. So you'll feel shitty, you won't feel comfortable, you feel bloated, you won't have the energy, you'll feel like, oh my God, something's wrong with me. Right? When you poop, You actually feel good, you feel light.
I like this conversation. Yeah.
And then, do you judge yourself by looking at your poop?
I never look back.
Okay. You don't look back, you don't judge yourself.
No.
Right? We actually never judge ourselves like, oh, I'm a good person because my poop was a certain way.
No.
We don't. And, oh, my poop was not floating or my poop was floating. I know it sounds horrible, but just...
No, you can't disgust me with the shit talk.
Yeah, I know you. So now, like we don't judge ourselves by looking at the poop that we do, right? I want you to do one thing when you go back today.
Judge my poop?
No. Listen to this. Oh my God.
Please don't ask me to take a photo and send it to you, Prerana. Please, I will not do that.
No.
Oh.
So this is what I want you to do. Okay. So every time we are thinking about consuming food, what do? We consume the food, we poop it out. We don't even think about it and we don't judge ourselves looking at the poop. Right? Now, हामीले मिडियामा कति कन्ज्युम गर्छ मिडिया सोशल मिडिया भन न्युज भन व्हाट्सएप मेसेज भन कन्भर्सेसन्स भन
Ramayana.
Yes, Ramayana भन Mahabharat, all of that stuff. We've consumed so much. होइन तिमीले त्यो कन्ज्युम कति ओभरलोड भन्यो नि त. So every time you think of you're consuming so much and you're not pooping out that shit, eating, but you're not pooping out that shit, के हुन्छ? Constipated, right? So that's what's happening to a lot of people. There is overload of information. There is overload of everything. And we have so much going on in our lives. Plus the information that we're consuming. Literally, information consumption once, right? So I want you to do this, okay? Everyone listening to us right now, I want you to take a piece of paper, write down whatever comes out, okay? It could be a sentence, it could be just a word, constantly repeat भएको पनि हुन सक्छ. It could be anything, but I want you to start writing on that piece of paper and not judge yourself for writing whatever comes out, okay? And once you write that, you're not going to be like reading it again, just like you don't look at your poop. I want you to write down everything, burn it, tear it, through it. Doesn't matter. Okay, if you start doing that every day, तिमीले जुन त्यो लोड भनेको छ नि त्यो सबै चिज, it actually goes away because you are taking out what's not serving you or all that load, and you'll start having more clarity because you're pooping out that shit.
Of course. That's how you became like a nutrition mapunda. That's how you got introduced to it, right? Because what you eat also matters.
Of course, right?
I know. I've done this research. I've done this process as well. I know. And it's really helpful. What? Okay, information in the head. You just kind of go like, oh, and it's probably you. So I've quoted you so many times in conversations. I've quoted you because I will never forget the people who have helped me. Because त्यो इन्फर्मेसनलाई मैले कहाँसम्म लाने त अब इट्स नाउ माई चोइस.
Yes, exactly. I know. अहिले हाम्रो यो कुरा सुनेर maybe some people will do it. Maybe they're like, what are they talking about? भन्छ होइन. So all this information, तिमीले जुन भन्यो नि तिमीले कसरी आफ्नो लाइफ लाने, whether you're going to react or whether you're going to take some time and then respond, or even write this thing and just poop out the shit that you have in your head. होइन.
Mental piles हुन्छ क्या. Oh, हुन्छ. And it shows with like illness, pimples. Oh, कहीँबाट त निस्किनु पर्यो त. गन्ध हुन्छ. Oh
my God. I'm laughing so much. He's a bit still at and one thing I can't control my laughter. Okay?
It is beautiful, ne? That's good.
It's good. Some people can be like, it seriously can't, man.
The giggles.
The giggles. I can't do that. I'm like, ha, ha, ha types. Okay? So anyways, when we think about all of these information coming in, होइन अहिले हामीले बोलिरहेको पनि इन्फर्मेसन हो तर तिमीले कतिवटा राम्रो चिज सेयर गर्छ क्या इभन राइट नाउ सुन्नेलाई त्यो के अरे के भन्छ नि एउटा देयर इज दिस उखान के अरे बैकुण्ठ समथिङ नसुन्नेलाई के को there's this saying, do you remember that?
कालो अक्षर भैँसी बराबर चाहिँ थाहा छ तर I don't know त्यो बैकुण्ठ सैकुण्ठ त आउँदैन उखान टुक्काहरू I'm so bad.
Hurt my arms.
Ow.
Oh, I was lifting this heavy suitcase and you had to hit at you. So I lifted with this. And it's been more than, I think, 6 months now.
Joint but is just muscle.
Joints, but
Oh, you should show it, no?
Oh, I've done it. I've gone to the physio, to the doctor. It takes time, you know. Heal gonna time lags out. Now let's talk about healing and your journey. Okay, you've been through so much, Ayushman. Ups and downs in your lives. I know. After heal gonna, did you choose to read? Did you choose to? What did you do? Like movies, Sabanya. You actually learned from even movies.
Mine was very simple. It was as simple as anybody else's healing. Because sometimes you need somebody to listen, and some people don't have that. Some people don't. It's like जस्तो मलाई त्यो solitude-मा रमाउने खालको मान्छे एक्लै बसेर रमाउने मान्छेलाई त त्यो धेरै मान्छे राखेर बस्नु मन लागेको छैन नि त. सो कहिले काहीँ आफूलाई केही भन्न मन लागेको भइरहेको बेलामा कोहीले सुन्दोस् भन्ने मान्छेहरू धेरै त भेट आउँदैन नि त. त्यो बेलामा मैले के गरेँ I listened to songs that made me feel maybe worse, maybe better. Or the expression को लागि त्यही गीत सुनेको गीतलाई गाउन मन लाग्यो कि any kind of expression. Okay? The best thing is that what I've realized is because I'm grateful that I have been introduced to like cycling, trekking, and nature is so healing. I'm little for granted so a lot of the healing came with like perspiration. It did.
Yeah.
It did because mental clarity when you pause and not thinking of anything.
So is cycling for you like meditative? Because
Absolutely. It's an expensive meditative process that I have. And it is.
So tell me, does it matter what side of cycle would that give you a different experience, a different ride, or is it just like you have to be able to enjoy whatever bike that you got?
The reason why we call it an expensive sport is because there's so much out there that you can buy if you have the money for it. But with whatever you have, you can do a lot. हामीले एडभर्टाइजमा त त्यसरी गरेको कम्पनीजहरूले एडभर्टाइज गर्नु पऱ्यो उनीहरूको सामान सेल हुनु पऱ्यो अनि महँगोदेखि सस्तासम्म सबै हुन्छ you have to know the limit of your gear that you can do whatever नि अहिले त you can see people using उनीहरूसँग भएको existing cycles and going up to the trails. Just know the limit of your cycle. No, don't be stupid about it.
So cycle जति राम्रो भयो, do you think that you can go like difficult terrains and जान सजिलो बनाउने?
सजिलो बनाउने हैन, the cycle becomes capable. Are you capable?
So it depends on the rider.
Absolutely. You could मसँग करोडौं होला नि मैले अनि लाखौंको बाइक किनेर राखेर त्यो किन्ने बित्तिकै म त राइडर त हुने हो किन?
Of course not.
Yeah, it's like having a Ferrari at home. But then नेपालको बाटोमा के गर्ने टाइप्स के त्यही हो.
तर नेपालको हाम्रो जुन ल्यान्डस्केप छ नि, it's the best हैन त?
For any kind of outdoor sports.
है?
Yeah, absolutely.
And do you think Nepal has been capitalizing on that?
Absolutely not.
Would you be doing something about it?
Absolutely, yes.
So tell me about your plans.
We'll slowly get there. Early with हाम्रो generation, we've been introduced to your trekking or hiking, नै भनौँ न, close by, tentहरू लगेर just camping for the night or to त्यसले गर्दाखेरि you're connecting with the people that you're going with and it's so therapeutic and it's enjoyable at the same time. You don't kind of always have to find the deep meaning to everything.
Yeah.
It's the simple things. Yeah. So त्यो attraction बढ्दै गइसकेपछि obviously it's going to turn into a business.
Yeah.
one day.
Yeah.
अहिले cycle shops छ, later we'll have trails. Maybe the shops will make the trails. भइरहेको छ, नभइरहेको होइन त्यो चाहिँ. There are trails being built. अब त्यसलाई मेन्टेनेन्सको लागि चाहिँ how are the businesses going to do that? चाहिँ they're still trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
And
जस्तो त्यो अस्ति न तिमीहरूको के भएको थियो नि माथि हात्तीवनमा.
हात्तीवनमा भइरहन्छ. हात्तीवनमा पनि भइरहन्छ. There was the recent one that's happening right now is ओखलढुङ्गामा.
Are you doing that?
I'm here. How am I doing that? It's happening right now. It happened yesterday. Yeah. त्योभन्दा अगाडि दोलखामा भएको थियो. Now it's going to happen in रताङ्गे, सोलुमा. Racesहरू भइरहेको छ. There's
So do we get international writers coming in?
absolutely we do.
Hey?
अस्ति नै भर्खर we had a French writer and amazing personality.
है सो जस्तो हामीले नेपालमा सिजन हुन्छ भन्छ नि फर ट्रेकिङ साइक्लिङको पनि त्यही नै हो.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
पानी पऱ्यो भन्ने काम छैन यु कान गो.
It's not पानी पऱ्यो भन्ने काम छैन. You can. अब त्यो रेजिलियन्सको कुरा आउँछ, मान्छेको कतिको लिन सक्छ भन्नेको कुरा आउँछ त्यो त होइन.
अहिले दुख्छ.
That is like the last thing. त्यो गर्ने मान्छेहरू usually aren't into sports.
I love hiking and trekking, but I'm still scared of Juga, for God's
I'm not saying scared of them. You're not going to be like, Zuga, and then go back home. No. Like, yeah, it's there. Little Chhakka, Sakyo, right? And then you move on with your day or your hike. So, everybody has their own thing. Cycling thing, I want to.
So it is also like seasonal, Nepalko.
Absolutely.
Right?
Trekking to tourism, it has a certain sector. मान्छेहरू आउँछन् बाहिरबाट, they bring their own cycles or they hire cycles from the shops and then they go. भइ नै रहेको छ.
अस्ति म पोखरा गएको बेला there were around 100 people from different countries cycling मात्र गर्न आएको के. बुझेन, they were like groups and groups. I'm like,
There was a race also in त्यहाँ.
race.
So ठ्याक्क पोखरामा भएको थियो, which I had to miss. And then it was Dolka. And now it's Okhaldunga, and then up it's Soluma, Ratnange.
So, तिमीले cycling जुन भनिरहेको थियो नि, are you really passionate about it or it's just like मेरो एउटा hobby?
No, I'm very passionate about it.
So, would you think about actually doing something about it in Nepal? Yes.
Yes.
Right?
But त्यसैमा I'll need some kind of guidance. I'll need to meet people who can take action towards it. I'm trying to find out. Maybe become one day.
Yeah, because I think we're just focusing on checking your tag. Nepali ओभरमा त्यति धेरै चिजहरू छ नि त होइन, जस्तो यो पनि भयो. अहिले I finally see people doing a lot of yoga retreats, including with the hikes and everything. It's included in the hike and all of that stuff. And I'm thinking, cycling, कस्तो राम्रो छ भन. I've not done the cycling, but I've done all the trekking and stuff. And I'm sure the trails are. So like anything that you've done that was like, wow.
It's hard to store it. So usually what happens is they're shared trails. Shared trails, भनेको, you find people walking the trails. Okay?
Oh, okay.
But you kind of have to share it with them. You can't be stupid and be like, you're mero. And that is how it runs in the world.
Oh.
There are a few trails that are meant just for cycling, just for hiking. Nepal, you don't have that pleasure. But it's nice sharing the trails. And there's multiple ones. The reason why I do both up and down cycling, uphill road, downhill duty, is because I can get the best of both worlds. उकालो चढ्दाखेरि म बाटै चलाउनु मिल्यो, ओह्रालो चढ्दाखेरि म भर्याङ्गे चढाउनु पाइरहेको छु नि त.
So you actually go bhayangबाट तल? Do you have anything on your thing where you're going bhayangबाट तल?
It's on my Instagram as well.
It's on his Instagram. Let's get that up because I want to see how do you go down the bhayang.
I don't know. I think I posted it. There's a story man there.
Do it and see if it's there. Bhayangबाट तल आइरहेको. Because okay, this is so scary. My brother actually broke his के भन्छ त्यो?
Clavicle. I did too. Very recently. I didn't break it.
तिमीहरू जस्तो मान्छेहरू चाहिँ जे भए पनि जान्छ. That's with boys.
It's got nothing to do with boys. I know women who break bones and still go back. It's got nothing, yeah.
I thought it was एकदमै boys thing कि
Nah.
यति accidents हुन्छ. Normally girls don't do that, Ayushman. तिमीले कति केटी देखाएको छ त्यस्तो गरेको? छन् को छन्?
I never am my number one downhill cyclist नै हामीसँगै आउँछ.
त्यही त उ त
होइन. छैन. She's the sweetest person. If you look at her, you won't be able to tell that she's the number one cyclist in Nepal.
Wow.
Downhill cyclist.
है? Good job. Next time.
And there's uphill जानेहरू कति धेरै छन्. Good luck finding it.
Good luck.
Cycling को त छन् नभए होइन तर so yeah, we do crazy stuff. तर त्यही हो के. You don't have to do it. You don't have to do it.
Yeah.
It's adrenaline, and adrenaline is addictive. And some people want it, and some people don't. Some people walk it. I've walked it so many times. It depends on the day also sometimes. यसो गरेर पनि हेर्नुपर्छ कहिलेकाहीँ. कहाँतिर लागिरहेको types, yeah. And if you're not feeling it, don't do it. Nobody judges you. And that's the best thing about sports. It's
Are you doing it for yourself?
absolutely the fact that I get to spend so much time with the people that share the same interests, and then getting to know them as well at the same time.
Your tribe.
It's like a tribe. But I've never really been someone like
होइन, people that share the same kind of
interests.
interest. मान्छेको पाउँदैन. होइन, because you know what I think the reason is? Because they are not interested in things. Interest भएपछि मान्छे जस्तो तिमी, you go and do cycling, or you'll go do, तिम्रो के छ के interest होइन, you find your kind of people in it. मेरो त साथ.
I still go around saying the same.
But you do have people that you do things with.
Yes.
That's what I mean. That's your tribe to do things with. सबैजनाको सबैसँग एउटै इन्ट्रेस्ट हरेक कुरामा त हुन सक्दैन नि. प्रियङ्काले तिम्रो कतिवटा इन्ट्रेस्ट लिन्छ होला?
धेरै छैन.
Exactly. Then why are you married to her?
Because I enjoy her.
Exactly.
Presence.
होइन त. So सबै चिज त मिल्नु पर्दैन नि त. तिम्रो ट्राइबसँग पनि त I don't think so.
No, of course not. उनीहरूको आफ्नै हुन्छ.
थरी मान्छे हुन्छ होला, right? So तिम्रो साइक्लिङ गर्न आउने मान्छेहरू, are they like your age? Like you were saying, you've got a lady who is amazing. So
She's younger than me. She's younger than me. There's a few people who are my age, but there's plenty of those who are a little older or a little younger.
Right? So it's something that everybody should try at least.
Yeah, absolutely. हाम्रो नेपालमा त्यही हो कि बाटो अलिकति मिलाउनु पर्छ. Like cycling route भनेर बनाइदिनु भएको थियो ललितपुरमा, you saw it, but मैले काठमाडौँमा त्यस्तो खासै त देखेको छैन. त्यो साइक्लिङको लागि ग्रिन पेभ गरेको थियो नि त. It's gone now.
It's gone?
It's somewhere it's there, somewhere it's not. It says it's a shared lane, तर खोइ अझ पनि it's shared by like पाटन ललितपुर साइडमा चाहिँ छन्, तर पेलिन्छ मिचिन्छ अझ पनि क्या. Like the one in Jaulakhel, त्यो roundabout छ नि जुन Jaulakelकोमा, it's a very scary lane. Because if you want to take a right turn, it starts from the extreme left. Jaulakelko त्यो roundabout छ होइन. If you're going from Alka side, and if you have to go towards Ekantakunako, the turn लिँदाखेरि you're on the edge के. So यताबाट आएको मान्छेले हान्दिन सक्छ के. Do you figure out भएको छैन अझ पनि? That's happened to me. And actually somebody told me, like this traffic person, she told me to ride on the cycling lane. I tried, I almost died. So it doesn't make sense, no? To figure out गर्नु पर्यो नि. Just because त्यहाँ पेभ गरेको छ भन्दा म त्यहाँ चलाएर मर्ने हो भने त किन चलाउनु, त्यहाँ अर्को ठाउँ आइहाल्छु नि होइन. So त्यो चिजहरू चाहिँ figure out भएको छैन क्या. Some things need more thought than just actions.
Yeah. तर हामीले नेपाल अहिले चाहिँ होइन, I've seen lightsहरू पनि राखेको छ. Have you seen बौद्धदेखि एयरपोर्टसम्म?
म त ललितपुर हो, ललितपुरियन हो. ललितपुरको सबभन्दा मनपर्ने चिज चाहिँ बत्ती हो. हेडलाइट नभए पनि चलाउन मिल्छ ढुक्क.
काठमाडौँमा छैन खास होइन. But now they are doing, at least अस्ति मैले देख्दाखेरि चाहिँ त्यो बौद्धको त्यो चाबेल चोकदेखि होइन, they've put lights के.
Look, Pranadi, if I ever have to go to Chabel, I need to be getting paid.
I'm talking about that deep.
बिहान होसियार राख्छन्.
It's not that bad. It's really nice.
All the healing that I've done goes down the drain.
See, yeah. So we normally leave the house early in the morning. All right. अनि त्यहाँबाट we go to Bauta around 5-6 in the morning. It's the most amazing, biana.
I'll tell you something. And a lot of people will understand this, right? Especially cyclists. Because I cycle in the morning. Listen. I wake up at 5 in the morning almost every day.
Yeah.
I know. Get out of the house at least 6 a.m. That's the most dangerous time to be out. For some reason, I don't understand. Cycling चाहिँ
किनकि एकदम मान्छेले कुदाउँछ नि त.
कुदाउने हो कि त्यो मिचिन नभ्याहा हो कि मलाई अस्ति नै बजर बाराईमा I almost got hit by a bike.
Oh God. It's because people just drive recklessly in the morning.
Or reckless people drive in the mornings.
त्यस्तो होइन खाली हुन्छ नि त बाटो, and that's the only time they get to drive. Drive fast in Nepal.
But then here's another thought for you. And people think it's the young generation who drive like idiots on the road. And who wakes up early in the mornings? The older generation.
You're trying to say that?
That the older generation are more reckless than younger generation. No, I'm just saying. No, biana it's been very dangerous. I say this to Priyanka also. I say this to a lot of people. People just are not looking around or thinking. हान्ने आएको जस्तो गरेर पनि चलाएको देखाएको छ मैले.
जस्तो गाडी
bikes, both. बस त झन् worst. फर्पिङतिर जानु त with your cycle, they'll make you chapati and go. Turning overtake.
Where do you think people, like, let's say somebody really likes cycling, how should they start? Where should they start from? What's the the basic beginner's guide?
So the basic guide is when you have to know your bike, and there are a few lessons that you can take, like the who is number one. And you guys can put it across the screen also.
So I was a training center.
Yeah, so they have skills and thrills.
Actually, skills and thrills one, and you call them there. Can you find it, please?
Or you can find her page. Her name is Nishma Shrestha.
Nishma Shrestha. So you would suggest somebody who's interested to actually
teach you about your bike.
Skills and thrills.
The Nishma lekhnu parदैन, just write skills and thrills. Yeah. And picture bhako wala. No, that is not skills and thrills. That is a random person, creepy looking guy. That is a different kind of thrill, guys.
You पनि होइन जस्तो उको स्टार भएको वाला हो हेर त.
I'm going to send it to you. Skills N, the letter N, thrills.nb.
Oh, there you go. So you would recommend people to actually go
learn how to ride.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, किनकि यसमा धेरै चिज छ कि you have to know कसरी brake गर्ने. But there's advanced skills as well. Advanced skills are पनि हुन्छ. You can get like just womenहरुको लागि मात्र गर्ने हो भने पनि निशमाहरुले नि गर्छ. Yeah, there's so much happening but people don't know, but that's Nishma.
Okay. Trainer and cyclist. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So people, anyone interested, contact Nishma.
Or skills and thrills.
N. The letter N. Right? So, okay. Training लियो. अब साइकल कस्तो हुनुपर्छ मेरो दादाको साइकलको प्राइस त म फेन्ट
मेरो छैन नि फेन्ट
पनि हैन
3 वटासम्म.
Okay, now tell me, give me some details about the cycles. How यस्तो महँगो साइकल पनि हुन्छ कहीँ फङ्सनमा हो tell me. बजेटमा छ अरे कसैको. How do we start?
So what are you looking to do? I'm seriously saying that matters.
Okay.
A lot of people need to understand the sizing of the bikes. Mopani, when I started cycling, I bought like a small sized bike and my lower back was just gone. So त्यसपछि I got introduced to biking stores who told me that the bike is not meant for me.
Because
the
you're small.
that I had. Yeah, so मेरो size को अनुसारको चाहिन्छ भनेर. The best thing about it is that now there's such a huge community that are all there to help. Because they started somewhere as well, and usually everybody starts at the same point because it's the same sport.
Yeah.
Right?
So एउटा normal bike को
Mm.
normal राम्रो bike को कति जति पर्छ?
अब राम्रो नराम्रो भन्ने हुँदैन. I'll be honest with you. You can have a bike that costs 20,000 rupees. You can have a bike that costs 20 lakh rupees also. Yeah. But to strive for the Mongo ones, it's like getting a Maruti Suzuki 800 or a Ferrari. Yeah. It does the same thing. But there's limitations sounds on the right. So the limitation बुझ्नको लागि, what are you trying to do? Do you want to do uphill cycling, which is called cross country cycling?
Okay.
I know, which I do. I started with cross country cycling.
So they'll have different tires?
Different tires, different geometry. It's like a bike को geometry मिल्नु पर्छ. अनि
Shocks and everything?
Usually hardtail भन्छ. So अगाडि मात्र shock भएको, suspension मात्र भएको hardtail भन्छ, and it's the cheaper ones. Not to say they are not as capable as the double suspension ones, but usually people can start with like a single suspension bike. And it doesn't have to be the most expensive ones. तर के को लागि किनिरहेको चाहिँ बुझ्नु पर्यो कि health wise को लागि हो भने usually what do people do? Uphill riding. Downhill गर्दाखेरि it's just thrill, adrenaline.
Okay.
होइन? तर uphill cycling गरेर you want to lose weight, you want to have like mental clarity, you're not going to go and do stupid stuff. You can do it once you're more comfortable with your bike and your own skills. तर सुरु गर्ने हो भने I started with a 35,000 cycle, which now with inflation and everything costs around 80. After the blockade or पछि the cycle prices that went like off the roof, no? अनि so the same cycle नै अलिकति महँगो हुन थालिसक्यो क्या. But not necessarily, it's not necessary सबैले त्यही किन्नुपर्छ भनेर. आफूलाई कम्फर्टेबल हुने बाइक, आफूले के गर्न चाहिरहेको त्यो बुझ्नु पर्यो. अब उकालो चढ्ने हो भने त्यही हिसाबको साइकल लिनु पर्यो, ओह्रालो ढ्याङ्ग्राङ गर्नु भन्छ भने त्यही हिसाबको साइकल लिनु पर्यो क्या.
अनि कोही कोहीलाई होइन, so they just want to go for nice rides natureमा भने
You can start with any entry level bike.
ल okay, bike किन्यो, you would recommend them to go for proper training or go with groups?
About how far do you want to take that sport? After going on, the first thing I will always tell people is to buy a helmet before you buy a bike.
Good one. Right?
Oh,
मान्छेले सोच्दैन.
सोच्दैन क्या. मैले when I'm cycling in the mornings and if I see somebody, a fellow rider, not wearing a helmet, I'll literally tell them helmet launus. It's my duty as a cyclist, as a fellow cyclist, to tell them to take care of their own health because they're setting examples.
Right.
We're all setting examples.
And they still
Dude, it's too sad. You don't have to do that because uncomfortable भएर पनि आउँछ त्यो. त्यो ओह्रालो झर्ने मान्छेहरूलाई प्रायः त्यस्तो चाहिन्छ. Or if you're starting out, then it's nice to have knee pads and elbow pads and everything. तर basic is gloves. Sorry, helmet, gloves. चाहिन्छ क्या त्यो चाहिँ. And proper shoes. चप्पल लाएर नगर्ने.
Okay, so somebody who wants to start cycling like Ayushman,
And
first and foremost is helmet किन्न. Cycle किन्न.
safety first.
Safety first.
Always safety first.
Okay. अस्ति मैले तिम्रो एउटा पोस्ट होइन, it was a story. It was very funny. के थियो भनौँ? के अरे साइक्लिस्ट हो कि खै के पो होइन, न्यू बाइक चाहिँ होइन, to become a better के थियो, become a better cyclist के थियो?
To become a better cyclist, like actually train and everything, and then get in your bike.
Oh, so everybody just thinks about getting that bike. Okay? So now tell me, how important is diet, sleep, exercise?
So
Okay, now tell me more. It's
so important because attention span राम्रो हुनुपर्छ. You have to be able to reflexes राम्रो हुनु पर्यो when you're cycling because you're मैले अघि भने जस्तै बिहानै if you haven't had enough sleep, then reflexes are the कम हुन्छ, react गर्न times कम हुन्छ नि त. So early in the mornings, and accidents don't come with warnings, and it can happen anytime. मैले त चलाउँदै त्यो थापाथलीको बाटोमा केही नहुँदा पनि लडेको छु कि, लिटरली केही नहुँदा लडेर त्यो पनि चेकिङ भइरहेको थियो, यत्तिकै लड्यो अनि यहाँदेखि तलसम्म प्यान्ट च्यात्यो होइन. एन्ड आइम जस्ट लाइक, अनि हेडफोन लगाएर अनि पुलिसलाई हेरेँ अनि पुलिस वाज लाइक what are you doing, bro?
Falling down, but no.
I'm falling down. But my breakup bad थियो. So I was thinking about something.
How was the thing?
Yeah. Breakup भएर साइक्लिङ गरिरहेको थियो ब्ल्याङ लड्यो त्यो पनि ठ्याक्कै चेकिङको अगाडि यहाँदेखि यहाँसम्म चिया थियो त्यति गर्नु.
So make sure that you're sleeping well.
You have to sleep well. You have to be
You're not
aware.
overthinking.
त्यो चाहिँ मलाई चाहिँ हुन्छ त्यो. मलाई चाहिँ एकदम हुन्छ. If I'm thinking about something, no, सबैलाई हुँदैन. सबैलाई हुँदैन. मैले एकदम रियलाइज गरेको, if I'm like stressing about life and all when I'm writing, then I definitely fall. Oh,
How many times have you fallen?
so many times. So like unimaginable amount of times. And the most stupid ways. It's not like, no, Lord, and talk about it. No.
Talk about it.
Whatever. जे पाइदै खालको idea दिएको. The unnecessary things, you have to be there, no? And that's the sport. Science. And that's the best thing about this sport.
So तिमी त्यत्रोचोटि लडेर तिमी के सिक्यौ त?
कसरी नलड्ने भनेर सिक्यो.
सोच्न कम पर्छ भनेर सिक्यौ.
सोच्नु कमको चिज होइन नि, जे गरिरहेछ त्यहाँ हो भन्ने पो सिक्यो त.
Present.
Be present भन्ने सिक्यो.
Right? So sleep on time, be present. And now tell me about exercise. I know that you just came from the gym. So how does that improve your sight?
This is very new to me. पहिला चाहिँ कस्तो थियो भने I thought losing weight is going to make me like a better rider. म मेरो साइक्लिङकै बारेमा मात्र कुरा गर्छु because that is something म यस्तो प्यासनेट छु नि त. दुब्लायो भने म मेरो बाइकमा झन् अलिकति चल्न सक्छु, सजिलो हुन्छ भनेर सोच्थेँ होइन. Which was true to a certain extent. And then Nagarkotma there was a race that was happening and I fell. I flew off my bike एउटा हामीलाई अड्काएर I flew like 20 feet and I landed on my back. ढानमा लागेको तर यहाँको सोल्डरको त्यो लिगामेन्ट दुइटै ठाउँमा टेयर भयो क्या. So I actually have like मेरो यो सोल्डर बोन यहाँ माथि छ. सोल्डर बोन त होइन, त्यो कलर बोन चाहिँ यता माथि आएको छ कि प्रोट्रुडै भएको छ. Now, अनि फिजियो गर्ने बेलामा the doctor said, if you had muscle on your back, it wouldn't have happened. So strength training गर्नु पर्थ्यो भन्ने आयो नि त दिमागमा. म दुब्लो मात्र भएर राम्रो त होइन नि. Any kind of rider like हाम्रो साइक्लिस्टहरूले बुझ्छ कि weight training गरिरहेको छ. Why? Because on the bike also you do so many things क्या. साइकल चलायो भनेको यस्तो अनि खुट्टा मात्र होइन के त्यो हो पनि होइन पनि. हामीले जतिको एक्सटेन्टमा हामीले यो साइक्लिङ स्पोर्टलाई लिएर गएको छ त्यतिले मात्र पुग्दैन क्या. हामीले त्यो पाङ्ग्रा कहाँ राख्ने, कुन ब्रेक कति हान्ने, त्यो सबै चिज प्र्याक्टिस गर्दै जानु पऱ्यो नि त. बिकज त्यो डिमान्डिङ खालको ट्रेल्समा पनि हामी गइरहेको हुन्छ क्या. सो त्यो अनुसारले वी हेभ टु ट्रेन आवर बडिज, ट्रेन आवर लेग्स, ट्रेन आवर बडी. हाम्रो अप्पर बडी त्यो टोर्सो कति चलाउनु पर्छ भनेर साइक्लिङ सोच्दाखेरि त मान्छेले खासै सोच्दैन नि त.
Oh my God, it's a lot of...
There's so much.
Of course, because everything's got to do with your back muscles when you
core strength. कति धेरै छ क्या. So त्यसले गर्दाखेरि, so I learned it the wrong way भनौँ न. I had to crash to understand that I have to be a stronger rider than a lean खालको rider.
Yeah. You want to build muscles.
You have to build muscles because you have to be strong on the bike also. Okay?
Yeah.
And strong people are fast race. Okay?
Of course, because that gives you more resilience, you have more energy. So muscle भन्ने बित्तिकै मान्छेले के सोच्छ भन्दा you have to lift like too muscular सोच्छ के. That's one misconception, yeah. So when I tell people I lift weights, होइन, you're like, खै त छैन त जिउ त त्यस्तो भन्छ कि. So it's about making your body strong one. And then cycling पनि चाहिँदो रहेछ. Okay. Now what about food?
It's also important. You don't want to have chapati on the trail. That's true. Can you imagine? उकालो चढिरहेको बेलामा chapati आउने. होइन? Danger. Yes. Goldberg outside on your ass. Sorry. Only, so you have to understand. But you, no, but training ways go when you have to understand the micros हेर्नु पर्यो, macros सबै हेर्नु पर्यो. But we're not trying to be like professional riders, are we? I just want to be a healthy person.
Exactly. So तिमीले healthy rider, like you being a healthy rider, do you focus on, all right, I'm going to start eating healthier so that I can ride better भनेर सोच्छौ?
Not a rider. I wouldn't say riding. honestly saying, I look at my diet, मेरो आफ्नो लाइफको लागि मात्र आजकल चाहिँ,
Okay.
because मेरो inner work, मेरो भित्रको body त हामीले देखिरहेको हुँदैन नि त, external मात्रै हेरिरहेको हुन्छ नि त, स्किनको aesthetics मात्रै हेरिरहेछ नि त हामीले, inner त कहिले पनि हेरिरहेको छैन नि, and it plays a huge role के त्यो चाहिँ मलाई चाहिँ आजकल. And the recent one that I've really, really associated with is that we're overnourished.
Overnourished?
Overnourished.
Okay, tell me about it. How did you figure that out?
And it's a misconception that we've always had, especially हाम्रो families or हुन्छ नि, तिमीले खाना खायो, छैन, खाना आऊ, खाना gastric हुन्छ. I've seen more people who've eaten more have gastric than people who haven't eaten that have gastric.
Mm-hmm.
Because अहिले fasting one, they're overfed. Ani overfed, overnourished पनि भन्छ, because नचाहिने चिज पनि खाइरहेको छ हामीले, पुगिसकेको चिज नि. There's three things, right? Protein, fat and carbohydrates. The imbalance too, yes. त्यसैको imbalance too. And because carbs are so easy to find.
Yeah.
अनि चपाउनु पर्ने चिजहरू त we don't really, gravitate towards.
Yeah.
So अहिले मान्छेले के गरिरहेको छ, त्यो डिसब्यालेन्सले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ ग्यास्ट्रिक भएको भनेर बुझेको छैन क्या. मैले खाना खाएन, मैले चिया खाएँ, त्यसैले मेरो पाद आयो मात्र सोध्छ कि, होइन नि त. So this is new to me. It's not that मैले चिया खाएर मलाई पाद आउँथ्यो भन्न खोजेको होइन कि. I've never had gastritis problem. Touch wood. That I just want to tell people, like, okay, listen, just think about what you're eating. First of all, what the hell?
Oh God,
Yeah. It is what it is. मलाई black tea ल, मलाई दुध राख्नु पालो. No, man.
So you're lactose intolerant.
You could be lactose intolerant, or it could be a mental thing. It can be a mental thing.
How can it be a mental thing? Tell me.
I'll give you an example. म as a child, मलाई चना भन्ने चिज मलाई कहिले नमन पर्ने. Not because I didn't like it. होइन. It's just I've always realized मैले चना खाँदा मलाई पाद आउँथ्यो.
That's because you don't have those bacteria that actually help you digest that.
Exactly. So maybe you don't have the bacteria that can help you digest the milk in your body, milk that you digest.
So it's the enzymes which normally people don't have, right? So you can't digest the milk.
Then you digest something that will give you the enzymes.
No, so it actually ferments, right? And when fermentation happens, that's when you actually feel bloated and there is gas. Yes. So whatever you can't digest actually affects your gut health. So mentally gut health, they just think about, oh yeah, you खायो भने, त्यो खायो भने. So it's the microbiome in your digestive whole system. It starts from your mouth. All the way to right? Right. We have all these bacteria and our lifestyle is actually not supporting them. होइन? जस्तो तिमीले भन्छौ नि, म बिहान उठेर दाँत माझ्यो भनेर सोध्छ. माझ्यो. What toothpaste did you use? So the toothpaste that you're actually using affects your microbiome in your mouth. So say for instance, हामीले fluoride भएको toothpaste भन्छ. Yes, dentists are not going to approve it. A lot of them don't. But now there are a lot of dentists who are saying, don't use fluoride. कहिले काहीँ use गर, जहिले पनि use नगर.
Or don't brush.
No, you can brush. But say for instance, तिमीले fluoride त्यो हाम्रो त्यो ट्युबमा लेखेको हुन्छ नि. बच्चाहरूलाई खान नदेऊ भन्छ, right? Why?
Because it's poisonous to the body.
Because it's toxic, right? So fluoride भन्ने बित्तिकै, what does it do? It kills all the bacterias, right?
You digest it.
No, not just that. If you brush your teeth, why are you brushing it? Yeah, it's going to kill all the bacterias, the good and the bad, right? So say for instance, you're using that every day, it's definitely going to affect your digestive system, which actually starts from your mouth.
Just figure something out. मेरो digestive system किन राम्रो भएको भनेर.
Kiन?
Because I didn't used to brush back in the day.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Right? Because see, fluoride भन्ने बित्तिकै fluoride, if you look up, it's
harmful.
And it's been so overused that it's affecting our health. अलिकति युज गर्दा राम्रो हुन्छ, कहिलेकाहीँ युज गर्दा राम्रो होला, तर जहिले पनि युज गर्न पर्दैन.
So what is the alternative?
Fluoride free toothpaste कति छ? Like हमदर्दको छ.
I've never.
It's actually an Indian brand, and Nepali Ecosathiko छ tooth powder. Actually, Ecosathiko निकाल्दिनुस् न. They've got all these nice stuff. Toothbrush
Powder.
So tooth powder हो हैन. So the more nature तिर incline गर्ने बित्तिकै तिम्रो bacterial balance मिल्दै जान्छ क्या, and it starts from here. So everybody just thinking about the food. It's not just that. So when you look into the tooth powder, powder चाहिँ निकाल्दिनुस् न है. So Ecosathi's got all these different products which are very good for your body.
Thank you for introducing me.
So these things, if you look, yes. So see, literally powder ho, के पनि recyclable glass को bottles मा दिन्छ. So you just put it down. पहिला थियो नि लाल तन्तमा, right? त्यस्तै नै हो, तर यसमा अझ राम्रो छ यो. So I recommend this. Yeah. So digestive system भन्ने बित्तिकै मान्छेले चाहिँ it's not just खाने कुरा. Okay. So it's the bacteria. And if you want to improve your gut microbiome, you need to start feeding it the right things. अब तिमी भन तिमी के खान्छौ? तिमीलाई चना मन पर्दैन थियो, के तिमीलाई पादा हो त्यो? Now tell me.
The diet was never a concern for me. I was young and I would eat whatever I could get. अहिले चाहिँ I'm more concerned, what do I require? Because I'm working out 3 times a day, 3 times a week. And
3 times a day, I was like, okay.
I did that in Mumbai. I'm working out 3 times a week in the gym and 3 times a week cycling.
Okay.
So there's a certain kind of balance that I have to eat. Carbs ko pani, protein ko pani, fat ko pani. Because right now, for 2024, I want to focus on my health.
Okay.
Completely on my health.
So when you say protein, let's go to the protein factor. So तिमीले protein भनेपछि के खान्छौ?
Lentils, chicken, fish, meat basically.
Meat, हैन? So fat भन्दाखेरि के खान्छौ?
I cook them in butter, non-salted butter or ghee. So fats चाहिँ त्यहीबाट मात्र गरेरको. मैले खासै त्यस्तो केही fatty भनेर चाहिँ खाएको छैन.
Okay, so have you ever considered taking more good fats, which is fully unsaturated? Because whatever you're taking is all saturated fat. हैन? So saturated fat खाने बित्तिकै हाम्रो arteries like that हुन्छ, liver like that हुन्छ, all of that, right? So have you ever thought about taking more of the unsaturated fat?
For example?
For example, more nuts and seeds, olive oil.
I have that.
So yeah, so all of that is much better than actually, butter. Because if you look at it, it causes inflammation in your body, right? So तिमीले inflammation exercise गर्दा पनि तिमीले inflammation भइरहेको हुन्छ bodyमा, right? So inflammation भन्ने बित्तिकै तिम्रो bodyलाई everything starts from inflammation, right? So you don't want the inflammation to go एकदमै धेरै आयो. So a lot of people even do cold plunge and take supplements to get the inflammation down. So especially when somebody like you who's training 6 days a week, you don't want the inflammation markers to go up. Right? So the food that you're eating needs to either help that inflammation, not add to it. And then, so yeah, have butter sometimes. तर त्यो बटरमा बनाउने काम चाहिँ नगर. I really would recommend actually तोरीको तेल. It's much better. If you cook with your vegetables and everything, but you don't like it, थाहै पाउँदैन. तिमीले त्यो जस्तो तिमीले त्यो सोचेर हो के.
I love mustard.
अन्त के त नि?
I can't stand तोरीको तेल.
It's the same thing, oh.
No. Okay. Oops, you are right.
And I want you to watch one thing. एकदमै राम्रो documentary आछ. It's on Netflix. It's called You Are What You Eat.
Yeah.
Have you watched it?
No.
No, it's a good one. Athletes are because it actually gives you a different perspective. It's not just like they've given you like a scientific reasons and with measurements and everything. They have all these different set of twins, and they put one twin on plant-based diet, the other one on like omnivore diet. I know. They do each measurement, okay, from blood to bone density to fat to everything. And सबै चिजको गर्दा गर्दा तिमी देखाउनुलाई हो पुगेयो. And yeah, it's so logical. It's a processed food, real food ko pani cha ke.
No, we got introduced to that. Sakesamma ta any packaging with branding nahau bhन्छ नि त.
Right? So अहिले त यति धेरै उस सबै ट्विन्सहरु के see. And it's incredible how these twins go lives, like the fat, everything changes. It's amazing. So I want you to have a look at this. किनकि यत्तिकै यो खाएर यस्तो हुन्छ भनेको छैन क्या. बुझ्यो. एकजनाकोमा चाहिँ के हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि जो चाहिँ plant based डायटमा थियो, he was not sleeping. So not sleeping and going through a lot of stress. So उसको हेल्थमा त्यो जुन त्यो बायोमार्कर्सहरु चाहिँ त्यो राम्रो आएको थिएन के. So it's not just the food. I mean, majority of them, the plant-based जसले खाइरहेको थियो उनीहरूको सबै चिज राम्रो भएको के. Testosterone levelsदेखि लिएर के भन्छ तिम्रो fat कम हुने, muscles increase हुने, सबै चिज के. But it's not just your food. It's also the stress. It's how you're managing your emotions, right? Like you were saying, why? Because you were thinking.
Yeah. So everything is listening. This I believe in like the most holistic way as well, okay? Because and I've realized this. Very recently also I met somebody who was we hadn't eaten for like 20 hours. We fast. And I don't mind doing that. We'll stay unfed for like 24 hours. And then we were allowed, we wanted to have this one dessert.
Yeah.
What I realized, because the group I'm just observing, I see all of these people wanting to have it. But त्यो खाने बेलामा पनि होइन मलाई त कस्तो चिनी खाने मन लाग्छ कस्तो प्रब्लम कस्तो तर मिठो so much complaining happening के.
You're not appreciating.
You're not त्यो experience it न बुझ्नु होइन. लाइक मलाई गुलियो मन पर्दैन, मलाई मिठो लाग्ने चिज भनेको मोमो होइन. You give me like 100 मोमो खाइदिन्छु तर चुप लाएर खान्छु के. मिठो छ भनेर खान्छु होला के. मैले आफैले एनालाइज गरेको.
So be grateful. Enjoy the meal.
Yeah, man. Just say good things to your meal and eat.
Yeah, and that makes a huge difference.
It's a huge difference.
Yeah.
But actually just realize how many people are around you. Like कति complain गरेको, they're talking नराम्रो आफ्नै बारेमा, कति नराम्रो आफ्नो खानाकै बारेमा. त्यो नराम्रै खाना होला, धेरैजनाले एडभर्टाइजै गरे होला त्यो नराम्रो हो भनेर. तर त्यो खाने बेलामा किन कम्प्लेन गर्ने त्यो खानाको बारेमा?
Complain when you eat. Oh my God.
While you eat. So त्यो नराम्रै खाना.
Just the structure.
It does. अब त्यो हामीलाई बुझाउन मन छैन होला नि त. तर think about it. You want to enjoy your food, no?
Yeah.
Don't complain भन्छु क्या म मान्छेहरूलाई. त्यो गर्दाखेरिको repercussions हामी बिस्तारै बुझाउँला. Holistic पाराले अथवा scientific पाराले.
Yeah. And there is actually a scientific.
There is. I know from the water that you drink.
Yes.
To the food that you eat. I've done this research. It's the easiest way to present it to people by saying just enjoy your food. Don't overfeed. And I feel like don't overfeed. तर खाइरहेको चिजसँग किन झगडा गर?
झगडा नगर. मजाले खा. And I believe in 80-20 के खास. That's what I do. So I eat healthy most of the time. Quite again, junk food, pasta, whatever, pizza. You can enjoy that.
You can.
I know.
Yeah.
Do you do that?
I do that. We do that, me and Priyanka, we both do that. Like yesterday was reward day. It wasn't reward, but it's just like, you know what, we've been doing this for a certain amount of time already.
Yeah.
Let's indulge.
Yeah.
Let's indulge. And that indulgement, people will not
It's your mindset that has changed, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because, see, that's one thing. He's going to be talking about the same thing. Like, mindset, it's easy. Sochne tarika, your perception. Do you change what? Because your life changes. I know, 20 hours, मैले खाँचेन भोग्ला मलाई ग्यास्ट्रिक no wonder एसिडिटी हुन्छ भनेर जुन हामीले सोच्छौँ नि त्यो त होइन रहेछ त खै भएको छ नि त
छैन
right?
Because जब खानु पर्छ नि त्यो बेलामा I'm mindful about what I'm putting into my body also नि त.
Exactly.
मैले के खाइरहेको छु त्यो खानाले मलाई 20 घण्टासम्म मलाई धान्न सक्छ कि सक्दैन.
So do you actually think about how many calories you're...
No, I don't count calories at all.
I know, just the intake गर्नु पर्यो भने हैन. So for me, I have to be very mindful how much I'm eating.
I don't do that. My days are very randomized. I'm telling you this honestly.
Yeah, that's really good.
Only I could go on like 100-kilometer cycling ride.
Yeah.
And if I'm underfed today, because I have one meal a day, if I'm underfed, then tomorrow go ride will affect like completely नै. नथाक्ने ठाउँमा पनि थाकिरहेको हुन्छ. चाहिने जति एनर्जी त्यो हराउँछ. क्राम्प्सहरू भइदिन्छ. So त्यो एकदम randomized चाहिँ छ कहिलेकाहीँ. Because यो हाम्रो cycling भने कहिलेकाहीँ अब let's say for example for now, होइन? It's been a while that I haven't touched my cycle. Okay? I touch it every day. But then you have to give it love. You have to give it love. I just go like, I still love you. And then go, अनि तर cycle गर्न riding चाहिँ कम भएको छ क्या अहिले. We've been traveling also. There's been walk.
Yeah.
तर अब say for example, भोलि म जान्छु. I've made up my mind that tomorrow in the morning I will. So त्यही अनुसारको I'll have to
eat. Yeah.
बुझ्नु होइन?
Electrolytes कम हुनु भएन नि त न क्राम्प हुन्छ magnesium कम भइसकेपछि.
It's magnesium. Number one त is magnesium. And this मलाई advertise गर्नु मन छ क्या. Because so many people don't know about this.
Well, it's not just for your muscle cramps, it's for your brain function.
Exactly.
Everything.
त्यो deficiency को बारेमा कसैले पनि बोलेकै छैन नि.
Of course, I do.
You're only one person. I am talking about it. And this is the best place.
Yes. So magnesium भएन भने हाम्रो बडीमा vitamin D पनि synthesize हुँदैन नि. Right?
मेरो त deficient भनेर नै देखाइदिएको नि.
I know. I think I was the one who made you do that test.
Yes.
So a lot of times, I know, तिमीले जुन खानेकुरा भन्यो नि, what I've seen, and I ask people not to do this, so yeah, Ayushman, just the fasting भन्छ. A lot of people should not be fasting like you are fasting 20 hours, one meal a day. Not everybody should do it. Why? Because they might lose muscles. Okay, if you're not getting enough energy, your body's going to eat up your muscles, and you don't want to lose muscles.
No. Yeah.
All right? And the other thing, I never count my calories, but I need to make sure that I'm eating enough calories to
function.
It's not just that. I'm very active. होइन? मेरो दिमाग चल्दाखेरि पनि त energy गइरहेको हुन्छ. Plus I'm working out, plus I'm doing stuff. Normally, हामीले हेर्दाखेरि केटी मान्छेले चाहिँ ए कति धेरै खायो भन्छ. Right? If we eat a lot, कस्तो धेरै खान्छ. But it's hardly anything when you're eating Nepali dal bhat tarkari. Okay, yeah. Not much. So when you think about fat, let's say olive oil, that's what I do to get my calories up. I've started taking olive oil. Ani 30 ml of olive oil actually hansu. Then 30 ml of olive oil, like literally take shots. Why? Because मेरो bodyलाई calories पुग्दैन. Okay? म चाहिँ किन अहिले एकदमै कुरा गर्नु चाहेको भन्दाखेरि everybody is doing intermittent fasting without understanding how it actually works. Okay? Intermittent भन्ने आके you are giving your body that break or that rest where it can do other things rather than digest the food हो नि त. Intermittent fasting गर्ने राति खाइदिने 9 बजे 10 बजे. Well, it's actually affecting your sleep, your digestion, your detoxification, everything. I know. So now tell me, तिमीले intermittent fasting गर्दाखेरि तिमीले one meal जुन खाइरहेको छौ कति बजी खान्छौ?
It's usually during like 2, 3, the latest before 6.
Before 6.
Before
Then
6.
that's good. I know. But people generally don't do that. They'll be like, intermittent fasting, म 1 बजी खान्छु, म 8 बजी 9 बजी खान्छु dinner भन्छ. That's a big no-no, right? And अर्को चिज is, with a lot of female, I've seen that they should not intermittent fast like a man.
They shouldn't. And I've done this research as well. Austin and Priyanka, mom, Changa, we were having this talk.
So
Hormones.
yes, and I asked your mom not to do intermittent fasting. किनभने केटीहरूको साइकल हुन्छ, केटाहरूको हुँदैन, होइन? हाम्रो साइकल अनुसार हामीलाई खानेकुरा चाहिरहेको हुन्छ. जस्तो पिरियड्स हुन लागेको बेलामा we need a lot of carbs. That's why we crave for a lot of things. And we think, मलाई donut खान मन लाग्छ, brownies खान मन लाग्छ. It's not that. Your body actually needs more energy and carbs, right? So if you give that to your body, and if you're like not fasting like a man, you would feel so much better,
Of course.
right? अनि अहिले जुन estrogen levels केटीहरूको dip भएको छ के, it's so bad. Like menopause यति छिटो भइरहेछ. One of the reasons is because of intermittent fasting
Oh, really?
and not eating the right kind of food. होइन? अनि केटाहरूको पनि testosterone dipping. Why? Because they are losing their muscles. Okay, it's directly related to your muscles, right? So when you're exercising a lot and you're just trying to think, oh my God, I need to lose my fat, I need to restrict your timing, I'd rather say, eat healthy. होइन? पछि गर, कहिलेकाहीँ गर, it's all right, but don't deprive yourself to such an extent that everything goes downhill. Right? Magnesium. Say, for instance, you're having one meal. Does that meal actually have all the nutrients that you need on a daily basis? You have to think about it. You can't just do intermittent fasting. Right? किनकि micronutrients नपुगिसकेपछि त, like you're saying, cramp हुन्छ, magnesium चाहिन्छ. You need everything. You need zinc, you need manganese, you need folate, you need everything. Right? So now tell me, what do you normally eat in that one meal?
Cauliflower rice, sag, 3 times sometimes, lentils, chicken, mushrooms, paneer, whenever I want to. Honey, I usually start with an egg.
Okay, is it like a big meal,
It's a big-
portion?
It's a big portion. It's not a big portion because I get very overwhelmed if there's too much on the plate. If I want more, if my body asks for more, I can always add. It's just, there's an assortment that is cooked at home.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the thing that mom used to have. I don't know if you know. It's like that. If I want more, I can always add. That is the assortment that I eat, that we eat.
Okay. So do you feel like you're sleeping better, feeling better?
Malay, I have never realized that food ले चाहिँ मलाई sleepमा affect गरेको चाहिँ feel भएको छैन. It's more usually screen time.
Screen time.
Screen time ले चाहिँ मेरो sleepलाई एकदमै affect गरेको थियो, and I can directly relate it to it. And that's the reason why I never replied to your text on Instagram. Because I'm very trying to focus on not being on my screen for so long.
Who asked you to do that?
I just did it myself.
The 1 hour thing?
The 1 hour thing, I literally did. So I got introduced to this channel on YouTube. Iman Gadzi bhanne. He does a lot of your financial go lagi. But for me, it was more about taking control of myself.
So how do you do that? Tell me. Explain it.
Life will always happen. You can plan it. Things might go according to your plan, but usually you kind of get pushed. I know. As a man, I can only speak as a man. It is my responsibility to take care of my own actions, be accountable to them. And being accountable to my actions is being understanding that I am giving my time to my family, giving time to my passion, giving time to my addictions, knowing and having control over them. having control over them was what stuck to me.
Having control
over them, not in the more the dominant parale, but I control things भन्ने मलाई हराइसकेको थियो क्या. एन्ड सबभन्दा बेसी हाम्रो बिचमा हुने र भित्र हाम्रै कन्फ्लिक्ट हुने इज होइन म त्यति फोन चलाउँदिनँ मलाई थाहा छ त मलाई. एन्ड आई रिमेम्बर ह्याभिङ दिज काइन्ड अफ कोरल्स विथ प्रियङ्का ओर एनीबडी हुन्छ नि, तिमीले बेसी होइन मैले बेसी भइरहेको हुन्छ होइन. हामी सबै एडिक्ट भएको हो नि खास. It's got nothing to do with your phone, to be honest.
Yeah.
You know? The phone is not the bad thing, भन्ने पनि मलाई realization भइरहेछ क्या.
It's how you use the tool.
It's how you use the tool. It's just a tool. हामीले अनलाइन उठाएर Zuckerberg, that, Elon Musk, these, that. It's got nothing to do with it.
It's just like having a hammer, whether you're going to use it to hit a nail or hit somebody's head.
Or yourself.
Or yourself.
Exactly. So, the tool मात्रै त हो. So, अनलाइन उठाउनुभन्दा अगाडि एकैछिन आफूलाई so accountable to my actions हुन खोजिरहेको हो क्या. So, every kind of book that I'm reading, the books that I want to read are all about that. मलाई गर्न मन लागिरहेको थियो. मैले एमाजोनमा भर्खर आशुलाई त्यो लामो बुक्सको लिस्ट पठाएर अर्डर गरेर डेलिभर पनि भइसक्यो खास. And I can tell you the books actually. मलाई मान्छेहरूलाई मन छ भने पढ्न मन छ भने they can read them.
Of course, Vansa. That's why they're listening to us.
Mm-hmm. So there's two books that came together, which is 1984 by George Orwell, Brave New World, Rumi's Daughter. I would really want to read Rumi's Daughter, and The Art of War. I like art. Another song.
Yeah, all good ones.
Jay Shetty got a little too much for me. I couldn't go through. So I read his previous book, the recent one, and I have the book, but I haven't gone through it. I think it's the 8 Rules of Love.
I've never read Jay.
You can listen to him. You can listen to his podcast or things, and then you can tell what he's written. Yeah. That's the thing that I found with his book. It's a monk.
Think Like a Monk.
Think Like a Monk.
That was his book, right?
It starts exactly the way his podcasts have started, or any kind of motivational talks that he's given me. It's quote unquote saga. So you could listen to प्रायः जस्तोको त्यस्तै हुन्छ.
त्यस्तै हुन्छ. मेरो पनि त्यही भन्छ होला मान्छेले. प्रेरणाले पडकास्टमा जे बोल्छ उसको इन्स्टाग्राममा जो त्यही बोल्छ, उसको सेसनमा जो त्यही बोल्छ.
होइन आफूलाई जे आउँछ त्यही भन्ने त हो नि. फाफ गर्नु त हुँदैन नि त.
Of course. And you know what? I think we all need these reminders. Every time things like, why do we look at all these quotes and we're like because it resonates with us at that time. It's nothing. It's just a very good reminder once again. Interesting. They'll resonate with our conversation. Some people will be like, won't resonate, they'll just kick off. Right? So you were saying that you have started reading anything to change your life. So I was actually asking you, what sort of, like food junsani. I want to come back to that because food you start appreciating it and you're making sure you're having all of these different things, right? How did it start? Like, why did it start and how did it start?
I'd gained a lot of weight. It happened during the pregnancy. Pregnancy.
Pregnant.
I was very much involved with the process, and as far as I could, मैले जति सक्छु त्यति गरेँ. सबभन्दा बेसी साथ चाहिँ खानामा दिएँ भन्छु म. So
yeah.
अनि त्यसले चाहिँ अलिकति बेसी नै आफूलाई एफेक्ट भयो क्या. मेन्टली पनि एफेक्ट भयो अनि फिजिकली त अभियसली भइ नै हाल्यो. सो मैले फिजिकली गरिरहेको बेलामा मेन्टली त्यति भइरहेको थिएन क्या. You understand?
Physically, so you're really trying to work out and do
stuff. तर मेन्टली भइरहेको थिएन. सो मलाई चाहिँ स्टेप बाई स्टेपै भइरहेको थियो क्या. अनि मैले आई थिङ्क आई रिमेम्बर यो मैले धेरैचोटि भनि पनि सक्यो. मेरो बिलिफ चाहिँ के हो भने 4 जना खालको मान्छे हुन्छ भन्छ कि.
Tell me about it.
एउटा चाहिँ भोगेर सिक्ने, अर्को हुन्छ कोही अरूले भोगेको देखेर सिक्ने, एउटा हुन्छ भोग्न मन लागेर भोगेर आफूलाई भोग्न लगाएर नै सिक्ने, र एउटा हुन्छ कहिले पनि नभोगे कहिले पनि नसिक्ने। यो चारैवटाबाट यो भोग्नेवाला चाहिँ म एकदम बेसी भएको छु क्या।
भोग्नेवाला? You want to suffer?
I don't, it's not that I want to.
You choose to?
It's not that I chose to. It's just म यति धेरै चिजमा इन्भल्भ भइरहेको हुन्छु कि अरूको लाइफ होस्, आफ्नै लाइफ होस्, केही न केही चिजको होस्, माई इन्ट्रेस्ट आर हुन्छ नि स्पाइक्ड इन सो मेनी वेज क्या. I find myself going through like this rabbit hole of information about James Webb telescope sometimes, and I'm like, what am I going to do with this information? I have Jupiter's photo on my phone as the wallpaper because it's so like, it spoke to me, you know, but I don't go around saying, you know, the planetary position, life changes. I believe that to a certain extent, but I also want to believe that mera atma cha, you know? So, कति धेरै चिजको इन्ट्रेस्टहरूले गर्दाखेरि पनि होला. सो द फर्स्ट क्वेसन द्याट यु आस्क्ड हु एम आई भनेर भनेको थिएँ नि, आई विल अलवेज बी अ वर्क इन प्रोग्रेस भयो क्या. मलाई मैले कसैलाई चिनाउनु नै पर्छ भने म टाइम स्पेन्ड गरेर चिनाउँछु क्या. शब्दले बुझाउनै सक्दिनँ, शब्द नै छैन भन्छु क्या. म भयङ्कर भन्नु खोजेँ होइन,
छैन नि
भयङ्कर, किनकि we're always changing. भोलि आज अर्कै हुन्छ, भोलि अर्कै हुन्छ. आज एउटा एक्सपिरियन्स आइदिन्छ, भोलि अर्कै मान्छे भइदिन्छ, अनि आइडिया चाहिँ चेन्ज भइदिन्छ, होइन त?
हो नि.
बट त्यही कुरामा एप्रिसिएसन र ग्रेटफुलनेस राखेर अमेजिङ, आई लुक फरवर्ड टु इट पनि छ, र ओहो भोलि के हुन्छ, आज के होला, हाउ एम आई गोइङ टु टेक दिस. जस्ट द सेम थिङ बट टु वेज टु टेक इट.
Yeah. So Ayushman has become quite a mature person, I would say. Obviously, you know, different. But I think he's mature too. That I just also didn't mature last. So like the way you have, you know, just keep on groomed yourself to become. Can you get some grooming on the thing like porn no bunny? Thing have to have like change one no bunny. Some people, you know what? They read a lot of books, but they never put that into practice. What I've seen with you is if you really like something, you will take it, and you'll actually practice, and you'll see whether you like it or not. And then that becomes a part of you. I've seen that every time. Like even, let's say, they were cycling, you tried it, you liked it, it's a part of you. They were sketching beneath there. Tried it, most probably. And it became you.
Sketching was, I can always say, like all these things that I do and find so much appreciation from and get so much appreciation from, these are only skills that anybody has. Anybody can foster. It's just I chose to spend more time to foster them longer than a lot of other people. You know, so more
Practice.
It's all about the amount of practice that you give to it. There is nobody in the world who cannot sketch. I mean, if you're physically disabled, then there's a different who.
Yeah.
But the skills that one can foster in their lives, it's got more to do about the amount of practice you put to it, Nita.
Yeah.
Like the most prime example, the most easiest example would be Ed Sheeran. He's a mainstream singer who sang like shit back in the day.
Oh.
Absolute crap. And he's the one who put it out there saying, I was never born with it. I just did so much practice that I am what I am now.
Right?
Absolutely.
So what's the last thing to wisdom that you'd like? Okay, let's say, Timi Oiliku Ayushman in your 30s, who's become this version of you, what would you say to the younger version? Like, what would your wisdom that you'd like to pass on? Or say, do this properly. You young age might say, this is what I would have done differently.
Nothing that would change what I went through. it wouldn't be that. It would have to do more about confirming my younger self that I am enough. Right?
Yeah.
And I think that's what I would say. And it has nothing to do with what you can hold or count. It's just भित्रैबाट
That I'm enough.
तिमी काफी छौ भन्नु चाहन्छु क्या. That's all I would say.
Such a good one. So what would you like to say as last words of wisdom? Because we've talked so much about, nice stuff. To everyone or whoever's listening, Aida Sama, what would you like them to take from this episode?
It's a reminder. It's not Gyan. It's just a reminder. You are not in this alone.
Yeah.
You are not in this alone. We just have to know where to look. And you will find countless amount of people who just have a lot and a lot and a lot of love to give.
Hey?
Oh, मान्छेहरू बिचरा मलाई सबभन्दा मलाई भन्न मन लागेको चिजै त्यही हो क्या. हामी You're not alone. सबै धेरैजना मान्छे छ जसले जस्ट प्योर लभै दिन चाहिरहेछ क्या. उनीहरूले नपाइरहेछ क्या. उनीहरूले पनि नपाइरहेछ कसलाई दिनको लागि. अनि जसले चाहिँ केही सफर गरिरहेको छ उनीहरूले कसले देला भनेर कुरिरहेछ नि. It's just matter of time. Just
Seek and you shall find. All I would say is seek for it. If you are suffering or if you feel like you're all by yourself, if you are feeling lonely, left alone,
कस्तो भगवान त भेट्छ भने
just try to find a resource or a person or anybody. You can even ask out that. Everything is literally in palm of your hands, right? You just need to connect. Do you know any organization or any sites that people, if they're really just trying to,
There's multiple. I never really have gotten into it. That the best place is YouTube. Go comment section.
Comment section.
Just find yourself on videos that help.
Yeah.
In the comments, just go through them.
Yeah.
You will feel आफ्नो लाइफको बारेमा अर्कै एप्रिसिएसन पनि आउँछ. Because then आफूलाई रिमाइन्ड हुन्छ कि तिमी मात्र होइन क्या. धेरैजना मान्छे. And much worse. And much worse.
Exactly.
त्यो देख्दाखेरि self evaluation पनि भयो, reflection पनि भयो,
Grateful
पनि भयो. And if you want to share, go ahead. But it takes a lot of strength to do that. And
right, what you're going through.
What you're going through. The best thing is, there's people like you. Right?
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful and honored to have known a person like you, an existence like you. Yeah?
Thank you, Ayushman.
Because I know for a fact that I don't have to ask for your time. If it's professionally, of course I do, but then it's just something that you strive to do. And I also want to be one of that. One day.
So be it.
And so it is.
Thank you so much for being here and sharing such wonderful thoughts and, from cycling to advice to food to everything.
Mental piles.
And all the laughter is on all the jokes. But I really hope you do the writing, not judging, throwing it away.
I do that.
Right?
I do that. Yeah.
So whoever's listening to us, watching us, thank you so much and see you next time.